Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of the Best Couple podcast. You're here with me, Sarit and Stevie K. I'm going to apologize before we even begin because I feel really tired.
Yeah, I think we both do.
I honestly, all I wanted to do was to come home today and just wash my face, get in my gym jams, pour myself a glass of wine and just chill. I've done the glass of wine. I've poured myself a glass of wine, but I'm just like,
You look like you're in your gym jams. Oh, sorry.
Do I really? Can I go and get changed?
No.
You've said that, so clearly I do.
No,
Let me go and get changed quickly.
No, we're not. This isn't that.
I don't
think they.
I'm not in my gym jams. I have my cardi on. This is new, by the way.
Yeah, but that's the cardi. But what about this?
These I was wearing out today.
Okay,
the leggings.
Then you're fine. I said okay.
I
the
look
leggings,
like I'm in my gym jams.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I'm tired as well. We finally did some. I don't know if anyone else has started or already done. But we finally did some Christmas shopping.
We did, and It was super fun. Like, it was so fun to be out today with this one. I mean, it didn't start off fun because he wanted a coffee. He was desperate for a coffee, first of all.
I love my morning coffee.
It didn't go down well. It did not.
No.
Chose a place as a new one. I actually really enjoyed my turmeric tea. I had turmeric tea, and it was so nice. But they kind of got Steve's order wrong first.
I wanted just a black coffee because I don't like to eat first thing in the morning and I don't like anything sugary. And they asked for a black coffee. That's it.
He woke up this morning because I felt like taking you out. Should we just go out for a coffee? And I thought, that's really sweet. Yeah, let's do that. It's been a while. You know, we do a bit of shopping and stuff. So he was like, I really need a coffee, but I don't want one at home. I thought we'd go out. And I was like, that's nice. So poor thing. All he wanted was a black coffee.
They gave me an hazelnut something or the other. And I thought, why is it? So like, at the top, I know it's a bit silly, but it's first thing in the morning. And they've done, like they do on a cappuccino kind of thing.
The froth that you get.
The sort of flower petally thing, whatever they do.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called. But anyway, they did a design. And I was like thinking, is it just because something to do with the way that they've made the black coffee? Strangely, it should just be black.
Yeah.
But I could see a design in it. But anyway, maybe just over the top, I don't know why. I didn't think or whatever, or just go, excuse me, is this? And I took a sip and I was like, what? This is black coffee. You know what I mean? And then they apologised. And it's strange because they went, we do apologise. Sorry, we gave you the wrong thing. I went, look, I don't have anything sweet in the morning. You're not giving me something like this. And
she did. No, she did. She came over. She goes, I don't know why they're giving you that. That's not a black coffee.
Exactly.
She goes, what I'll do is refund you and I'll get you one. She said, I'll refund you and I'll get you one.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. This one's on us, right? And then the other chap comes.
This guy came. It wasn't a chap. It was a guy. And I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was the manager's father. So not the manager. It was the manager's father.
Yeah, because I turned around and I said, are you the manager? Because he came to our table. He's like, oh, sorry about your mistake. She's going to.
Yeah, she told him. But he's basically gone, yeah, we'll take 10% off.
And I'm looking at him thinking, she's just said she's going to...
You've just gone. His son's the manager of the place. Just normal coffee shop. It weren't owned by them. It's a franchise.
Yeah. Well, I've shared it on TikTok anyway, so you're going to see what coffee shop it is.
And he just goes... So this girl said, really sorry, do apologise. Our mistake. Told them what I wanted. Told them that and it was to the manager that I told what I wanted. He got someone else to make it and I end up getting that.
But I'm gonna say stop right there before we carry on. Again, I've said this before, yeah. If it was anywhere else, if it was a white person, we wouldn't have had that. They would have actually have reimbursed you your money and gave you the coffee like they said.
Even though it's a franchise, but it was like basically the manager was Indian, but young lad. I think if he was there, he probably would have been okay.
Yeah, but the father...
But his dad, who works for him or helps him out, and the girl basically said, oh, we do apologise, our mistake, we'll refund you that and just get you a coffee. And, which, you're thinking, okay, that's the least you can do. And he's coming, he's like, 10% off, we're going to do that. It
was just his approach, because I'm really sorry, I heard you had a mix-up.
His approach, it was like... It wasn't that because he wasn't the manager and you said, are you the manager? He went, no.
I'm his dad.
He was basically more or less that. She's obviously said to him that we've made a mistake and I've told him that we're going to get a free drink. And he's come there just to more or less clarify and say, we're not going to give you a free drink. We're going to do 10% off.
Yeah.
I should have left then. I mean, it was just that, wait a second, one person saying something, the other person saying something else. And come on. You guys can't even get this is your job. It's a coffee shop. You can't get an order right of a black coffee. I didn't ask for this syrup, this, that. You're going, God, this guy was so, confusing and complicated. He wanted too much.
Yeah.
Even that, you expect him to get right.
Yeah.
Couldn't get, and honestly, and then the black coffee came out. So I took 2 sips, and I asked for, extra strong, and it was like basically a long coffee. But they went, "Do you want large?" I went, "Yeah." So it came out. I had about 2 sips. It tastes like boiling hot water full in one of those mugs kind of thing. And it's like someone put like a half a teaspoon of coffee in. And I'm not kidding. My coffee at home was so much nicer. This was £4 now. And not only that, the coffee in McDonald's, when you're just passing through McDonald's and you got no choice and you just end up grabbing a coffee because you're on way somewhere and just grab it from the drive-thru when you get the kids something. That was better.
Yeah.
I mean, Sweet liked hers. But
mine was
honestly,
really nice.
And I was just there. I took 2 or 3 sips. So this big mug of coffee was more or less full. And all I wanted was that to start my day, to start shopping. And I wanted to get out. And I was just there going, when you just want to leave. Because you're thinking, number 1, the service is crap. Number 2, basically, what I've just paid for is crap. I didn't care about complaining. I didn't care about the money back or whatever. It was like, still, my mindset was, I would like to have a coffee. But now, because Sweet's got this massive turmeric latte, I couldn't just go, well, I'm not going to ask them to make me another one. And I'm not going to pay for another one. And I'm not going to, obviously, can't clearly go somewhere else and get someone else's cafe and come back in.
Yeah.
And I can't, I could have asked you to like go and tell them to put yours to go. But then it was like that. So I'm sitting there.
And he wasn't happy, I'm telling you.
I wasn't happy. And Sweet's there having a turmeric chai. And there's me going, I just wanted to come out for a coffee. And I'm sitting here now waiting for her to finish off this big mug of coffee, and there's me with nothing.
Yeah, so it was a disappointment because A, he wanted to go out anyway and he hasn't been out for a long while and he wanted to shop and his first thing was just coffee on his mind. B, the coffee was wrong. And then C, the approach, with the manager's son. I mean, no, the manager. No.
What was it? The black.
He wasn't even the manager. Sorry, the
something
father of the manager.
Yeah.
Obviously, the young boy at the till. He's lovely. And then it was just weird. This guy come in and he approaches us. He says, "Oh, your order's wrong." I was like, "Are you the manager?"
Yeah, you can clearly see that the son runs the shop.
Just wanted to show that.
And the father's basically trying to help you out and going, "We ain't gonna lose out on this money. Forget that 10%. Okay."
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
When whoever the girl was who came to the table took the coffee away, saying
typical Indian conjusi.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like if it was like, God, it doesn't matter about customer service.
It wasn't.
It doesn't matter that we've got something wrong and that this person's paying not something like cheap, and let's make sure that something's right. And it was like,
you don't want to lose a customer, like because when she did, the girl did say, "I'm going to refund you, and the coffee's on us."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, that's really
did.
nice."
Yeah,
that was really nice of her.
Because it is our mistake, and not only that, you didn't want sugary stuff, and you just end up drinking something.
Then you would have been like, even though it isn't nice, you wouldn't even feel bad. You're like, okay, it was free, but he came over. He didn't need to. First of all, I felt like he just wanted to show who he was. Like, this is my place. It's not his place, but it's his son's place. I'm sure he's helping him out because his son's really young. But this is what you get though. Like, it's the same thing with it did put you off.
You went to a cake shop and
the cake shop, but it's not even that. The other day when I had that atta, so I had some flour, brought it from an Asian shop, and honestly, I wish I filmed it. Before I go any further about the atta, the coffee shop I have shared.
She talk about flour.
Yeah. Oh, I have
flour. Just in case the people, because Rita always thinks that.
Sorry,
only
flour.
People that have been watching, she forgets that.
For chapatis.
It's not just Indians watching us.
Okay, so yeah, before I go any further about that, the actual no, see, you've gone on. I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Yeah, because you keep on thinking that it's just that. Oh, okay,
Yeah. So no, Jesus, this is what happens. I was going to say something else about the coffee thing, but oh well, it is. Oh yeah, I've shared a story, a reel on my Instagram or whatever you call it, TikTok. Video of where we went and how it went for him because he was really miserable. My video shows it all. He was there like,
go back there again.
He was just honest. Like sitting there like just can you please hurry up with your coffee? And I'm there like I'm really enjoying it because mine was nice. I'm not gonna lie. And it's like I've got to drain this. I've really knock this back and it's really hot and he's just sitting there not happy at all. Anyway, so that was the morning. But anyway, going back to the flour, I brought some flour from an Asian shop again. I was about to make some chapatis, so I opened it up and oh my days. And I wish at this point, because my mind was everywhere, I wish I filmed it because that's what I normally would do because my mind's everywhere. I didn't. But I opened it and there was it was like worms.
Little white ones.
Disgusting little white ones in and outside. So under the fold of the actual flour. And I was like, oh my God.
Brand new bag.
Brand new,
in date.
And it was actually proper, what's it
Elephant
called?
Atta.
Elephant
So
Atta.
it's a well-known brand as well.
Yeah, but I thought to myself, I could normally I would go and return this at this place, but I've done this once before with paneer. So I had some paneer and I took it back to the shop because it smelled really weird, even though I'd cooked it, and some of it was not right. As soon as I opened the bag, it smelled really weird. It had green stuff on it, and I had took it in, and the guy was like, "No, there's nothing wrong with it." I was like, "Yes, there is. It smells. Can you not?" And he was just like arguing with me, and it got a bit aggressive. And I thought, forget this. And it's the same place I bought the actual flour from. I thought I can't take it back to him because I know if I brought it from Tesco, because you can get that same one from Tesco, they'd give me the refund me and actually give me money back.
Most of the stores do. They just basically go, yeah, we can see what the situation is, and you know what, we'll just have to return it back to the company. I mean, either they don't return it back, but they go.
They even write a complaint they do all that complaint things. They write it all down and they take samples.
But like I said, this was a franchise shop in Maryhill, so basically, so you would have expected it to be at least get a black coffee right. And not only that, after you make it, flipping out, at least know how to. Do you know what?
The thing is, even if it wasn't nice, you can go to.
And they did, like the initial person who did bring it, that hazelnut thing you want. She did it like, she's the one who bought the black coffee one after, and she said, "I'm sorry, I'm new, and I made a mistake." I was like, "It's okay, don't worry about it."
And I think
even that coffee
I don't think you would have. Good. I know you didn't like the coffee, but I don't think you would have taken it that far over being that disappointed. I think it was because the guy's approach. He came and he was like, "Give you 10% after she just said we'll give you a refund." That was just like, dude. Yeah, but
that wouldn't have made no difference if I enjoyed the coffee. I wouldn't have cared twice.
Yeah, but it's a principle as well. You always say about that. For me, it was.
Give me a coffee that I enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that.
I know it's not, but still, the principle. It was embarrassing for him to come and do that.
Oh, it's just like a older, typical Indian father. Like, you know what I mean? Oh shit! It's my son's gonna lose about £3. So I rather not this guy come back again and buy more coffee than my son lose out on £3.
But before I walked out of there, I did make them clear. I said he didn't even drink his coffee. It's there. He didn't enjoy it. She's like, "Oh, she was still again lovely." I think the youngsters have that thing where they know customers mean more than you know what I mean, the service.
Yeah, because that generation probably that guy was probably about I wouldn't even say my parents' generation, probably about 10 years older than us.
Yeah, about 10 years older.
But you know what I mean? Even now, I've had businesses before where I had DVD and video shop, and my parents had an off license, and I would have, people came and complained about something, or they weren't happy. I would have gone, or, I was watching this, and I honestly, first 10 minutes or 20 minutes, so I bought this, I would have gone, "Sorry, mate, don't worry about it." You know what I mean? Let me sort something out for you.
Yeah.
Because I always think, like, you know what, that's my job. My job is serve you fine. If I lose out a bit of something, a few quid, even a tenner, I know for a fact that, if I take care of you, you're going to always appreciate it and come back more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had the same. I bought some clothes from a department store, which is not well known, but it's a white department store. And I went in there, not well known. I think it's just a woman opened a business. And there was like a little thread gone from the side. And I thought I could probably sew it, but I know it's going to thread more because it's gone a bit too further. I took it in and she was so lovely. She gave me a refund, gave me the new one, but she did actually saying, and she didn't have to, or you've come out your way again. I thought that was just nice because it's going to come back again. You get that when other places you don't.
It's not just the older Indians. It's the youngest. Many of them, sort of like our age Indians. Or like, I don't know about the younger ones. I haven't come across. Like,
no, I don't think they are. I don't think they're like that.
It's just this weird mentality.
The guy that
like in India, they always say something. What do they say? They talk about guests, or they talk about customer Bhagwan Hunda.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
someone comes to your house as
Someone comes to your house. No, or Grak, like, as in a customer is like God.
Yeah.
You make sure that they are like, felt worthy. Like, at the end of the day, we can't run our business if we don't take care of them.
Yeah.
That's our duty. That's what it's been instilled. And it's just like, like I said, the older generation of Indian, or our generation, because he didn't look so old, did he?
No, he didn't.
And it's just like, oh, sod the customer. You know what I mean? Money's God.
Yeah. People come in here anyway.
If they don't come again, it doesn't matter, someone else will. It's just that attitude.
Yeah.
And it's like going, that's disgusting.
Yeah. But even weirdly enough, like, he knew that I do social media. And I think he found out later that I do social media. I bet he wish he never said it to me afterwards. Anyway, it's the same. The guy that I went to the cake shop, he was about our age as well. He was damn rude, like really rude, and considering I go in there quite a lot. But anyway, that put a downer on the day.
It did put a downer at the start. It wasn't that this podcast is just.
It's not about that, but he did put a downer on the day.
At the start, anyway, because I again went out there and I just, when you just feel like you just want your morning coffee. I don't know if anyone else feels the same like that. I'm one of those who likes to start my day off in the way that I like to start it. And it's not like a major morning routine. Come on, it's just having a coffee, having some time to yourself, or in the gym. But if I don't go to the gym, it's just that. And then not doing that and going, oh God. And then the way it all went, panned out, and you're like going, oh, okay, can you like, not do that? And then it was more or less just trying to, Sweet there trying to laugh and let's go here. And I was there just going, you know what, I don't feel like, I don't want to go and get another coffee now. I'm not feeling it, but I want to come out, so let's just get on with it.
Yeah, I try to cheer him up by doing silly things and like, but
she does that anyway. So
by doing silly things, someone has to bring in the fun. Yeah, I mean, you used to be fun, but you've kind of gone old and boring.
Still fun. I am still fun.
Yeah, well, we did a lot.
Boring.
We did a bit of shopping. I wouldn't say a lot of shopping. We normally come back empty-handed.
No, we normally come back empty-handed.
And you get disappointed because you don't buy anything.
No, it's because I don't really shop.
Yeah.
I like going out, but I haven't been liking going out, to be honest. But I don't really shop, and I always think, what's the point in going out? And then I think this is the second time I've gone out for coffee, and it's not been the greatest. I'm just going to get McDonald's coffee, unless put it this way, I went to London and there was, I know this has become all about coffee. And so it was like, is there
I just said what I said is name me a coffee shop that you can remember this year or whatever that you've had that's really nice. I went to an
Italian restaurant that our friend took us to, and I had a black coffee there. It wasn't even expensive as this one.
And I'm telling you, this place...
This was in London.
The place was so posh, so bloody beautiful. Again, I've shared it on my Instagram. It's so, so nice.
It was nice. The service was nice. And oh my God, the coffee, you can smell it.
It's posh,
and then
cups,
each time
everything.
you take a sip of it, you can taste it.
You could.
And I was there like going... And put it this way, during that time, whilst we stayed there, even though there's so many places that we visited, so many drinks and stuff that we had, I had about 3 or 4 coffees at that place during that time.
You know what?
I just wanted to go back there.
You've really become one of those coffee people, haven't you? I think of David Beckham when I think of it now. Like, you know what? Yeah, because he loves. Yeah, he's got the actual coffee machine, and he does all.
Guys,
I can think that's the next step for you to get one at home, so he doesn't get disappointed.
I don't want to drink outside. I just don't.
He's Mr. Posh Nosh, because this Mr. Posh Nosh was even shopping in M&S today as well.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I just asked Sweet because I've been into like now I've got
where Sweet shops in Primani.
I've got cards for Superdry. I used to shop like obviously H&M and Zara and things like that. I'm not really into designer stuff. I've never have been. I don't care. My thoughts and sayings always been like this. Okay, at the end of the day, you can put someone. I'm not being bad. Like, before I would say home, but you could put someone who looks totally rough, probably like me. Like who hasn't got money or whatever, hasn't had a wash like our son, and you stick him in a Marnie suit, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna make no difference. You could put someone in like really designer stuff with all the badges and all that. That person still, I would think the person makes the clothes, don't make the person. The person makes the clothes.
Yeah.
You could stick someone who looks rough looking, doesn't make an effort in the way that he does himself up. Put them designer clothes on, and they'll still be a rough person wearing designer clothes.
Yeah, of course.
You can see all these guys who are wearing all these like designer bags and all that. You're still looking. You're going, you look like a dipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you see all the rich people, the actual rich people, they look like they wear like plain t-shirts, plain jeans. Yeah, okay, their prices might be higher, but there's no labels and things shown. You don't know. They've got nothing to show and prove. But if you put, like you says, someone like David Beckham in a bin liner, he'll still make that bin liner look good.
Yeah, agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Agree.
Because it's just that he can pull it off. He looks the part. It's just that. And I always think it's not... People turn around and say clothes make the person. I think the person makes the clothes.
Yeah.
Because two separate people could wear the same outfit and he'll look great on one and he won't look great on the other,
100%.
Regardless of the label.
And on that line, I think you should model for M&S because I thought he looked amazing in everything he tried on today. I was like, you got the big posters of the guys. Like, they were quite young as well who were wearing these jumpers. Whatever. I was like, look at you compared to him.
The weird thing
he looked amazing in everything.
I actually said to Street, because I normally go to like River Islands and stuff like that and, those kind of places. I've been around those Birmingham recently. I didn't like anything. And when she took me into M&S, she goes, oh God, because she went in recently and she went, oh my God, there's these women's clothes, they're really nice. took me into M&S, and I walked around and went, oh my God, this looks nice. That looks nice.
Everything.
And I looked at Sri and went,
have we gone old?
does this mean I'm old? No. Because if you
No.
see, the only people that were actually in M&S looking at the clothes were actually, majority of them were in their 60s and 70s. All of them well-dressed, look like they got some really good money on them. And very pleasant, even talk. Like we had customers, like, just
that
walking
was that
by,
lovely guy.
pleasant guy, like spoke, who's buying like clothes for his.
He was asking for
presents,
advice for
Christmas
his son.
presents for his son.
An old man.
Son, probably our age. He was older than us. But the thing is, I just went, does this mean I'm old? Like, but the quality of the clothing was really good.
Yeah.
I was like touching it, I was putting it on, I was like going, oh my God, this looks really good.
Yeah.
I was like going, damn, does this mean I'm old? But then again, and I think that leads to something that I
think they've switched up the game. I really believe that. I don't know. I think they've switched up the game because I like
the quality.
I've never been in there. The quality's always been good, but I think in the sense of it's not really all for old people. Before it used to be just for a certain age group. Now strange, I went into the women's and I was just so shocked myself.
The quality was great,
and
but then
I don't shop in there at all.
I went into Superdry, and Superdry had similar kind of jumpers and clothing. Well, not even similar. I didn't like them. But their prices were like double the price.
Yeah.
And the quality wasn't the same. And I didn't like it. And the thing is that even River Island had some okay clothes. I wouldn't say they had bad clothes. But I liked those, the stuff in there.
Yeah.
And but I was there going, damn, am I old? Am I officially old?
Yeah,
now?
it's really weird because I never really go into M&S, and if I do, it's always for like the food and stuff. I'll go and have a little look what Christmas stuff they've got, food, biscuits, chocolates and stuff. But I was like, I actually was like, what the hell is going on in here? This is actually great stuff. Are the old women like dressing better than like us youngsters? But honestly, I was gobsmacked myself.
Yeah. But it leads to the thing that we're talking about also this week. I was saying to Sri that sometimes it's like knowing who you are. Because majority of the time, if you see, like many of the shops that we used to shop at back in the days, it was before the names became massive.
Yeah.
And I used to like go to those shops and not the ones that were sort of well known. And I didn't care. It was always like trying to find something that's different that you like in yourself.
Yeah.
You don't care if you've seen someone else or some other people wearing it. But you get lost. In life, as life goes on, you start questioning, who am I? And who do I want to be? It's weird, even at this age.
Yeah.
Because I think up until then, you don't really think. You just get on with life.
You do.
And then you get to a point because... certainly when you've got like people in your life that, like certainly people that you think should love you or like you unconditionally in your life. And you're like thinking, this is who I am. And when they don't say, God, be around you or they're not there, you start going, maybe who I am isn't, nice maybe because everything I'm doing, I'm assuming I'm doing something right, that I am a good person. But clearly not by these people's books or standards. So maybe there's something not right with me. Maybe I need to change myself. But then who do I change myself? Because why would people not want to hang around with me or, even close family and friends or be around or if there was, if I was a great guy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you start going, okay. And then you start thinking, and not only that, when you're going through everything in your life kind of thing, anyway, you're dealing with all the stress of your work, relationships, financial issues, whatever it might be, people start going, okay, or, or you feel like people are walking over you if it was like, back in the days in the work or whatever it might be, you start going, okay, maybe I need to change my approach. People don't clearly respect me, so I need to change who I am. And, but at the same time, you could be feeling overwhelmed or you can be feeling anxious and you're just going, okay, again, maybe I'm putting so much pressure on myself. Maybe I need to be doing less, be mindful kind of thing and start thinking about, even if you haven't, maybe spirituality, maybe religion, maybe, meditation and things like that, connecting with my emotions. Certainly for a man, many men don't. So I think you're on this, you're getting pulled in two different directions. You're getting pulled because part of you is like going, you know what, I want to be that alpha male. The one who doesn't give no shit no more. I've had enough of people
treat
me like shit, walking over me, or I've done everything for them, can't be grateful.
Where the hell are they?
They're not there for me, And clearly, you know what, it doesn't matter what I do, it's never good enough.
Yeah.
So, you know what, it's because basically they've taken me for granted. I've been a walkover because they don't value who I am. So what I need to do is become this lead. Clearly, I haven't been leading properly.
Yeah. It's not about who
And
you are. They take advantage.
And you start thinking that and you're going, well, piss that. You know what? I should have been this alpha guy who, like, no nonsense, bullshit, you know, smacks the gym about 3 hours or 4 hours a day.
Thinks about himself.
Yeah,
Puts
thinks about
himself
himself,
first.
starts putting, because I put everyone else first and they've just walked over me. And
it's not
after everything, everything you've done for them.
They don't see it. It's just taking advantage.
Yeah,
Because you've been
but
doing it so much,
everything
they don't
you've
even
done for
realise
them,
that they're doing
They
it.
haven't realised what you've done. And then more or less, and majority of the time, what you've done is something. It's what you probably wish that you had when you was younger.
Yeah.
So you've done those things thinking, you know what, if I had that father or that mother or that brother or that sister or whatever doing all these kind of things, then you know what, maybe I would have been happier. Maybe my life would have been, you know, I would have been in a better position. Let me give this to these other people, because if that was, and not only that, that's what the experts normally say.
Yeah.
The experts say, if you're going through depression or anxiety or you're feeling the way that you are, it's usually because you either got neglected or you got abandoned and you missed out on this love, or people didn't listen to you, or they didn't like communicate with you, or they weren't there for you, or you just felt like you're by yourself, or you couldn't open up with your emotions. So if you had all that, then you would have been in a good place. So you're thinking that you've been doing that for people around you. It could be, you know, like I said, friends, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, children, you know, whoever. I'm here. I'm here to listen. I'll run around you, take you here, take you there, do all this, because I didn't have that. And, you know, whatever you want, that I can make you happy, so you don't go through those issues and those traumas. And you realize that it doesn't matter. Do you know what? It's that thing of, you could do all those things, they'll find some other trauma.
Yeah.
They'll find some other issue. They'll find some other thing that they didn't get, or they thought that they needed, that, you know, is why that they're angry, miserable, upset. And you can go by whatever the experts have said, that textbook. If you do all this, a person will feel better and happier. You can do it all. And I guarantee they'll still find some issue and problem to hate or be angry or be annoyed, or, you know what, the reason why my life isn't the way it is because of...
I think definitely in this day and age, definitely with the kids nowadays, they take, you know, advantage and whatever. It's not even just kids, friendship as well. It's not the same as it used to be, I was saying. Yeah.
So then what you start doing to yourself is you start beating yourself up, because you're like going, wait a second. See, if I had all this, or if I was this person who only cared about myself, which I had people in my life that were like that, thinking about, you know, certain things, not everyone, but you look at those people and you're going, they only cared about themselves. But if they just thought about me, or they cared about me, maybe I would have been different. Maybe we would have had a better relationship. But then you're going, I'm going to be different. And you did that, and you're there. And those people go, you know, they're not there, they don't care, and they're still telling you how to be, who to be, what to do. And you're there going, okay, now who am I? You know, I'm doing all this and I'm clearly still not getting the job right.
Yeah.
And then you start looking at yourself and going, but you know what, if I was more like that person...
I'm glad you're not more like that person. Do you know what I mean? I'm glad you are who you are. And
no, but then that's the thing.
It makes you who you are today.
It's like you said, you told me this yesterday, because I was feeling like lost. I was there going, who am I, or who should I be? Because clearly who I am isn't good enough. And clearly who I am and what I'm doing is making me feel like crap, because they looking at me and I'm like thinking, well, why am I doing this?
Yeah. I think it's that thing, isn't it? Taking advantage, because you've been that person all along, and it's just in your nature because of what you've been through. You know, being that kind, helping out, being there for others before you put yourself. And I see that, actually, I see that so much. And you put your kids or a friend or someone else first before you do anything for yourself. You know, you would think twice about yourself, like, oh, do I need this or whatever, whether it comes to it.
I never buy anything for myself.
Like even now, like, we were out and we brought a gift for somebody, and it's like, I'm like, well, you need this first. And he's like, no, I'd rather get it someone else. And it's always been the case. I think it's both of us as well. I remember when
actually the
years
first Christmas gift I bought, to which you like to say, first Christmas gift I bought this year is for my neighbours.
Yeah, because they're just lovely.
They're lovely neighbours, and you know what? And I was gonna get something. I was gonna get for me. I went, oh my god, this is gonna be nice to have over Christmas, and this, that, and the other. And then Street's like looking, going, didn't you want to get something for your neighbours? Like, for our neighbours as well. And I went, you know what, I don't need this. I'll get it for our neighbours. And that is the first Christmas gift I bought.
But he was standing there for ages, like, oh, I'd like these.
And I like this.
I could eat
this
these.
would be nice.
Oh, this would be really nice with a cup of tea.
It is something that I would want for myself. It's not like, oh God, let me just give them something.
So just,
no, I want this for myself. You know what, actually.
That's just generally him as a person in anything.
Did I do that with one finger as well? Not like blow my own trumpet. It's just back in the days that I ended up going, when God, what is it now?
The Xbox.
The Xbox came out. The new one. I don't know which version of it was. The new Xbox came out and I really wanted it. And I went out there and I bought it.
I think I was the one.
And I bought it from there. I was so excited, so happy. Got the games out I wanted and stuff like that.
I think it was me.
And then Street just turned around and she just went, so I bought it for myself. I was driving home and she went, don't you think that your nephew would love it? My nephew, Aaron. And she's like, don't you think this would make him happy? And, if you got it for him, gave it to him. And I was like, look there. I went, you know what? She goes, because at the end of the day, you can always go to his and play, whenever you want. But he would probably like it.
Yeah.
I didn't think twice. I just went, you know what? Actually,
you really didn't.
It'll be, I just went, you know what? And I already bought it. I bought it for me. And I just went, and she said that. And I think
because everything that was going on at that time, I was like,
it'd
probably be nice for him.
Keep him busy. It would actually make him happy. And, and I just went there and just went, I got you this.
Yeah, he was the happiest
He
lad ever.
It probably would have been happier than my son was if I bought him something, to be honest.
He would have. He showed his gratefulness. Our son is just
a lovely guy. And I'll tell you, he was so happy to have it.
I don't think his mum was much because he lived on that Xbox.
Yeah. My sister was probably like going, damn you. But no, he was grateful. And he played on it. I knew he appreciated it.
Yeah, but
and it made me feel good.
Yeah,
I don't think I hardly ever played. I think I played probably twice.
Well, that's not just with gifts as well. It's like anything you'd put yourself with the phone situation. You need a phone. You put your son a phone instead. You need a phone for years.
For work and everything.
Does your 13-year-old need a brand new phone?
7 or 8 years old, and my son's got an iPhone.
But there's many things. It's not always with buying things. It's always that you will put things to the side to be there for others.
Yeah,
all the time.
With, like, the gym now. I miss out on the gym just to drop him because he wants to lift because he's lazy.
People just take that, and he takes that to advantage. He really does, and that's the thing. He knows you, even though you've said like, I'm not going to do it.
Everyone has done, and it's just that thing of what people always expect me to be places and do things when they want. And if I do for some reason, and it's normally it's not, you should have boundaries, and you should always have boundaries, and from the start, trust me. But I never have done, and I've always done that. So when I genuinely can't make it or do something, and I say, look, I do apologize, I can't come, or I can't make it, or whatever, people get offended. They think that I'm being funny.
Yeah.
Really, really offended. And it's not in my nature. But I won't not go because... But now, now I am at that point where it's just like I've become like the guy of like, you know what? If I don't want to go, I don't want to go. But I'm not rude.
Yeah.
I don't try to disrespect. It's just like going, okay, you know what? I can't be everywhere. I can't do everything for everyone. And I'm exhausted.
It's exhaustion of seeing that people are not grateful.
And then still, each time...
But you have to change something
more
yourself.
And more, they keep on going, how come you ain't done this? Or why didn't you do that? Why didn't you be like this? Blah, blah, blah. And you're right, you've changed, or you've done this, or we expected more. And me, I look at it as, whenever... I don't even ask for people to do anything. And nor do I ever get people to turn around and go, hey... can we do this for you? Or do you need this? Or are you okay with this? Or it's like they just feel like he's got all his shit together and he's all right. He's got all the time in the world. And he'll always do it.
The man's successful. Of course, he's got his shit together. He's got his own business. He doesn't need anything.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then you have to look at how things have been, and you need to change.
I did get into this point where at one moment, and I don't know if there's any other guys out there or girls out there, women, like people my age or younger, who get stuck in, what is my identity? Who am I? And not only who am I doing all these things because I'm a people pleaser? Am I doing all these things because, what, I always wanted my parents to be there, but they never were. Now I'm doing this for everyone else to be that proud, that son who wants to be like, get successful. So they go, oh God, he's proud, because they never could say that. Oh, we're proud of you.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you achieved or what you did.
Yeah.
Or felt that you had to be responsible because your father was never there around. So you was already feel like, oh God, I've got to be there for my mum, my sisters, my
We
grand,
had this
whatever.
conversation. I only got to realize, I know you've mentioned before, but not to the extent that you did. Like, as you were growing up and you mentioned we went for a walk the other day and he was telling me about how he used to go around the whole house. And I was like,
OCD.
yeah, I thought, because my son does it, but he's only done it for a very short while. He was shutting the doors and he was just checking things. And I was like, you don't need to do that. You've got your dad here and you've got your mum. We do that for you. That you shouldn't be having to worry about stuff like that. Because I used to hear him come out of his room to go downstairs. And then he told me on the walk that I know he did it, but not to the extent that you did it. You went round.
I had OCD at a certain age. I was probably in secondary school and I had it for a year or a couple of years. And I don't think anyone in my family knows about it. My dad didn't used to come home after, or he did, but he was always out and stuff like that. I had a habit of, and my gran, she used to have a habit of leaving the gas on, and so back in the days, and my mum used to always have a go at her, like you left the gas on again, and you're gonna end up killing everyone, and not only that, because my dad wasn't around, it was always like the doors. I had a habit of going around doing like making sure the gas is off. So on the cooker, the gas is off on the the gas fires that you used to have in the 2 rooms kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then locking the front and the back door. I was only a young kid, and because I know my dad weren't going to be there. And I didn't do it once. I know everyone else would go, yeah, we did that as well. No, I used to do it once, then go around and do it twice, then 3 times. I would do it about 8 or 10 times.
That's
and I'd go again of like making sure, even though the door's locked, that door's locked, that door's locked.
That upsets me.
All the gas is off. But I've gone around and I'm doing it again. Now I'm going there, doing it again. Now I'm walking around in that room and doing that. Then going around there and doing that. The door's locked. It's locked.
That really upsets me.
I'm there just making sure, oh, it is locked. Oh, it's okay. And then I would go to bed.
Because that is not your responsibility to do, and that's really upsetting. I know, like, you're doing it, you like obviously feel like you have to because your father's not around or whatever. But just like with me catching my son doing that, I was like, oh my God, baby, this is not your job. You don't need to do. You got mom and dad at home. If not one, there's the other one there. You don't need to do this, and it's so sad to know that.
Yeah,
you were doing it for years.
So it's things like that. So you end up feeling like you got responsibilities. You still want to make people proud. You've always tried to be the good person then, and you carried it on to do that when you're older. Like good husband, good father, good friend. And all this thing, and then you're going, guys. Do people not see that, you know what, I could also be exhausted. I can also need help. I can, I also need people to to be able to depend on and rely on and going, hey, can we do something for you for a change? Yeah. Or can we make you feel that we're there for you?
Men should have their shit together. They should be, doing everything. Whether it's being there for, in this day and age, we've got to be 50-50 within the house as well, helping out, be there for the, absent parent. You've got to be there for the kids as well, constantly. You've got to provide. You've got to make sure you've got a good salary, as well as look after yourself, as take your partner out, all of this.
Before a man, all he would have done was gone to work, made money like my father.
Come back.
Then come back.
Do what he wants in the evening.
Whatever. Yeah, go and meet
have
his
a
mates,
pub, go and have a drink with...
But now a father's there for his kids. His father's there going to schools, going to their events, making sure that he understands that they're talking to their wife to ask her if she's okay. What can we do to build our relationship? And all these things, but yet also be there for others. And my father was only there for basically go to work, and he cared more about people in India and other people, what they think about him. I mean, it's like me. Like I said, I would do things for everyone else, but I also know my wife and my kids are my priority.
Yeah.
But the only thing I like was...
But going on about him, at the end of the day, yes, it was all about other people for him, And the thing is, people freaking respected him. And I'm like, what the hell for? Like, they'll be...
No, they didn't respect him. I still don't think they respect him. See, like me, they he gives a lot of his money in the sense that not give. He pays for people's weddings. He does all this stuff. Like when they want to buy a shop and stuff like that, he starts up with them. He does all that kind of stuff. So they're more or less like,
Take
and
advantage.
he always said to me, oh, if you, in India, basically, they will give to you. This is crazy, isn't it? I'm a young kid, and he's like going, he goes there. If you pay money and do things for people, then people do that for you. And this is what he said to me. And I think I was probably about 16 when I went there with him, 15, 16 or whatever. or probably even younger. But he said something like that to me. And I was like going, so basically you watch like Bollywood or Punjabi films, and Punjabi films, I grew up watching Punjabi films and like Hindi films, and they were going, Punjabi and that dil bahut badda hai. You know what? I always thought that. You know what? You go there and you always see the milla laga and aajo, and the juppiyan paunde, kha ke jaayo, and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, right.
And I thought it was that. I honestly imagined that dil bahut badda. It's like, oh, we are so welcoming. Maybe it's just like people might go, they are, you know, so maybe it's just
people you like know.
But all I saw growing up was from my buas to
Greed.
my,
Greed.
from every single person that they just like sucking the blood out my father. My father's not there for us lot, but they don't care as long as he's there, like doing their kids' weddings, doing everyone else's weddings.
Yeah.
They're sending them money, doing everything for them. And I'm just like looking, I'm going...
They're keeping sweet.
And then when I'm going there, guess what? They couldn't give a rat's ass of looking after me, my wife, my kids, whatever.
Do you remember that one time when we went to, is it some theme park? And he paid for everybody to go in.
He paid for every single person.
We're there with our children.
About 20 people he invited to this theme park, right? And we were there. My sisters were there. And he's got all these other relatives there. Paid for my sisters. He paid for every single person. Right? He didn't pay. The only people he didn't pay for was me, my wife, and my 3 daughters.
And the children were very small.
My daughter, which
they were like
his grandkids.
They were like 6, 8.
And he paid for food in there for everyone. And we paid for ourselves.
It's crazy.
And this is his mentality.
But you know what, Steve?
Every single person happy.
But
besides,
I'm not saying he's got the respect, but like even here with everything that's gone on in life and what he's still doing now, he still gets called to his grandkids' weddings. Even though he's not in the picture, he gets called and they have to have him there in front, knowing what he does. So, meaning the respect.
Trust me, there's a lot of stories you'll learn.
You haven't done jack, and that's what happens here.
But that's the situation. The thing about it is, I done a video just the other day.
Did you?
It was about love and respect. The thing is, it's not about love itself. You can love people, right? But if you don't respect them, you won't, it doesn't matter. Everyone could say, it's love is the biggest thing, and what all you need is love. No, you need love with respect, because you can love people, right? At the end of the day, you know what? You can love your kids, you can love your parents, you can love any single person. But if there's no respect there, it doesn't matter, because you can just go. But yet at the same time, you can be around a stranger that you respect, and you can feel value from there. You can feel happy, you can feel joy.
Yeah.
You don't love that person.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So basically, this person, and I always said, I see him as he buys people's love with money. And I guarantee, and like I said, at the age of 16, or 15, 16, whatever it was, when we went to India, probably younger than that, he said that to me, and I looked at it. First, when I went there, I didn't feel that love from all these people. I didn't feel all the Jappian and stuff like that. He did.
Yeah.
And he was like going, and my boo, I said it right to my face. She turned around and said, "But eh chalda, yera eh dinda." And I'm looking at her, and she goes, "Onu pyar milda." And I was like going, "God, you're from Punjab, and this is not what I expected to hear." And I was like going, "This is why you love him." And then my mindset as a kid was, if I have to pay someone to do things for me, then why wouldn't I just pay a stranger?
Yeah.
Why do I have to pay a upper, like someone that I know, to love me or to do something for me? I can pay a stranger.
Yeah.
He'll still do it, and he'll probably do it better.
And he probably needs it more.
And he probably respect it and value it.
Yeah, and appreciate it.
And I did that, when we went to India, there was a situation that happened.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to pay. The thing is, my father took me places and I paid for like things. Each time we went places, he made me pay. Oh, as in the sense that, I could be like him. I was like, I'm not. And yet he'll big up all these people, how amazing they are, how much money they make, what jobs they got. And, I'm like going, wow. So when they come here, you have to look after them. When you go there, you got to look after them. They don't respect you. The day you want to see their respect, stop taking your money out of your pocket, and you'll see how much they totally respect you. And my mindset, even as a little kid at the age of 13, 14, I was like going, you know what, the day you're not around, they're not even going to have your photo.
The first thing they're going to think about is
think twice.
The first thing,
many of them don't even think about their own parents.
The first thing they'll think about is what you've left them.
Yeah, that's it. So you can have all these strangers fighting over what you left them. But yet you got a son who's like going, I couldn't give a flying monkeys.
You did that
And
anyway, didn't you?
And there's so many kids here, even now till this day, who would fight for land, fight for money, and go there spending all that time. It's ours, whatever. Fight their own brothers and sisters, Sage. Like, you know what I mean? Their own real brothers and sisters. I want this money, I want this land.
That's what you see most
it's
of
mine. And they spend all their life. I mean, I saw it in my uncles.
That's the majority of the arguments
they were there arguing amongst themselves. 20, 30 years I heard them argue, not talk to each other, not talk to their sisters. Sisters don't deserve it. We deserve it. I need more. They need more. I'm like going, God.
They didn't speak for years and they're coming to your life to take money.
You guys got so much money. Flipping hell. What are you like doing? And the first thing I did was, I thought, when my father was like doing all this, he did, I'm like, I don't want it. I don't give a flying monkeys. No one's going to buy me with that money to make me act and behave and act like a monkey, like, that remote control monk that jumps over every single person and thinks that he's got to go there.
Yeah.
Be like us, do what we say, how we want.
Do you remember when you went, how all the people in India got threatened anyway, especially the men? The men, I mean, the first time I went, they were all great. But when you went with me, it was like, oh, he's here. Obviously, because now you've come, the son of, and everything's going to go to you at the end of the day. And they were acting so freaking strange with you. In fact, they were pushing buttons.
The weird thing is, I ain't got issue with how people think and perceive. They can see you as a threat. They can have an issue, even though it's not their thing that you're trying to take. And this is the thing, I'm not there trying to take anything from anyone.
Yeah.
I don't care if they, how much money they got, what they got, their lives. It's these greedy people are taking other people's stuff. And even then I'm there going, if my family and people that I know, or like my father, they're stupid enough to like be gullible to all these people, I'm not going to fight over it. Fine, you know what? I didn't earn it. You earned it. If you're going to have all your hard work and all that money you made, if you're going to allow losers to take it and rob you, like, because you think that there's something, and then you're the dumb one. Yeah. I'm not going to waste my life feeling like, oh my gosh, you know what? That was mine. I can't live. I wasn't happy. You know what? And I see many guys my age, gone from my schools, my colleges, people that I've known, still fighting year on year end, going there, going back, going again, next thing, want this, arguing with their own brothers. All that.
But there's been many. Do you know there's been many deaths in India as well because people from here have come and they've killed them.
And I'm there.
I would never allow you to go.
I'm just there going, dude. Put it this way, if your parents are smart enough, they'll just like sort it out beforehand. You know what?
Exactly.
Come on. I know that. Why would they want you to have the tension for? Why would they want you to have a problem? The risk in your life
to go there, knowing that greed, those people there, leeches onto.
No, but then again, my grandfather did that the right thing, as in my nonna did. He actually done it before he went. He actually done a will for all his kids. He had so much to offer, so much to give. He said, I've got that much. That, you know what, considering he was a guy back in the days, that I've got so much money, so much, and he did so much land. Let me just share it between 8 of my kids. He had 8 kids, 5 sons, 3 daughters. Wow, this man was quite advanced from that time. Not respect on the guy. I ain't got no respect for his kids. Trust me, none of them.
They all fought with each other.
They're all greedy and money robbing arseholes.
The times they did want to speak is when they wanted to come and get the money.
Yeah, the only thing is, but I will say that a value in the sense that, back in the days, he had all that and he went, I'll treat all my sons and my daughters equally. Wow, that's advanced thinking. And his kids were like going, how dare he advanced think? And it's not just the guys, it was the women. And trust me, it doesn't make me different. I'm not bitter about it. Like, oh my God, my mum would have. My mum gave it to her brothers. At the end of the day,
they weren't going to stop until they got it.
At the end of the day, it was my mum's money. She does whatever she wants. It's got nothing to do with me. Nothing like I earned. It wasn't like they took money out of my pocket and gave it to someone else. We didn't have it anyway. So you don't lose anything that wasn't yours in the first place. And you didn't make in the first place. But it was like vultures. But the thing is, I went, God, I've got so much respect for their father, who was my nonna. He was in the army. That's even till this day, I would say, I respected him more and valued him more than... But it was the women like...
It broke the family though.
How dare our father do such a thing? It was wrong. I'm like, wow.
Cause problems between us siblings.
You're damned if you do. And you realise in life is, even when a man tries to do something that he thinks that, you know what, all these other men only think about their sons. I'm going to think about my daughters. Back then, and the daughters are going, that bastard fucking put us in this predicament where he put money on us
And my brothers.
when he should have given it to our brothers. So technically, basically, I've got 4 sisters. So basically, all my dad's land and money, everything should be just basically mine. Yeah? No one should be fighting against me. You know, if they all go through those values and those things, I mean, I don't need to do nothing. I should be, all my uncles and aunts should be like saying to my mom and everyone else, once he goes, it has to be Steve's, nobody else's, because hey, he's the only son, because this is the way that we work.
Yeah.
This is what we always fought for.
That's what they should be preaching.
This is all we always said, all these 20, 30 years that we thought
we
fought
for each,
now we can't change it going, actually, times have changed now. Weren't they changed then? Do you know what I mean? You like turn around and you go, God, that guy's probably up there going, if I could come down and slap you like all, I would do. You know, and this is the mentality of, if people want to change and advance, even back then, it's like, you can't. Now, you know, people are doing whatever, you know, again, it's like, who should a person be? That's what I'm trying to say. What is a person's identity? Because it doesn't matter who you do, or what you do and how you try to be, you're still someone else, even your kids. Those who are kids who are born and they're raised in the UK, not India. So this guy's in India, thought like that. These guys have been brought up here and their mentality was like that, backwards. What's the mentality now? And then who are their kids supposed to have been and how they're supposed to be?
Yeah.
And this is the thing. And then it carries on and you start looking at yourself and going, okay, I've ran around everyone. Imagine if I was this like alpha guy who didn't give a shit and told everyone to go and, you know, F off. But then I said to you, that's not me either.
No, I love you for
You
who
know
you
what I
are.
mean?
I love, you know, regardless of everything, you know, you're saying, I said to you yesterday, appreciate the journey you've had because it's made you, it's molded you to the person you are. I know there's things about you that I think need to change because I don't like the fact that people walk over you.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I don't like that. So I think sometimes you need to really like that side of it.
Shall I tell you on this truth? Because I looked at myself and I said, you know, I just want peace. I just want to be like enjoying whatever time you have left, whenever that is. Do the work that you got to do. You know, the people that actually truly value and respect you and want to be part of your life. You know, be there. Be that nice, kind, caring person to them.
Yeah.
Right? And the people who don't want to, don't be mean and horrible to them. Just, you know, be considerate. I don't know what they're going through. You know, and just when you see them, just be civil. You know, that's it. But otherwise, I don't go into other people's lives. I'm not there telling people how to live, how to be, you know, interfering in other people's lives, not in their relationships, not in their, you know, who should have what money or whatever. You know what? I don't even look into it. It's like, it is what it is. Don't care. Focus on making yourself better, making your environment better. And, you know, and then at the same time, like I said, thinking of who am I? I was doing that the other day and I went, if I was in a movie, who would I be? And even at a young age, I never looked at myself as, you know, like the captain of the ship or like the leader of, you know, of anything. That, oh gosh, he's there, the leading the way, kind of this, that and the other, whatever it might be in a movie. I always saw myself like, you know, in those cowboy movies, you know, like the old westerns. You'll have like the Magnificent Seven or something like that. Not the leader, but the guy who's probably at the back of the bar with a toothpick in his mouth and he's just like there with his hat on. He doesn't give a shit about what's going on in people's lives. He doesn't care about who's going to be the fastest draw here or whatever, who's got the most money. If he's got a job to do, he basically does a job that he's going to put some money into his pocket. He's going to eat and whatever. And then everyone else is doing all the stuff running, you know, you got your bankers, you got all these people and he's there. He's free. You know, he's not, you know, he could go town to town, not giving a shit kind of thing. You know, that's it. Freedom, peace kind of thing. But if the shit hit down and he knew that people were in trouble, right? He would be, you know, that he would be the one that, forget the leader, he'll be there.
Walking Dead.
He'll be that, you know what I mean? He'll be that guy that you just turn around and going, let me follow him. Yeah. Because honestly, I could trust him.
When you were
he's
saying,
got loyalty,
you know, when
he's
you were
got
saying,
my back kind of thing. You know, like even in like Avengers, like we were looking. Yeah. I wasn't looking at Captain America. I was looking at, even though it was like that Iron Man, I don't have to be the captain or the leader. You know what? He can lead the thingy. I just like doing my own shit my own way.
Yeah.
I like to be free.
And when you were saying that, you started off that little bit at the beginning, like I like to be at the back, picking it, with the chips.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that was how I feel like you were when we got together. You were always in the background. Like
Didn't care.
all the guys, with the tongues out their mouths, like, desperate for any
Or
piece of
just
skirt.
everyone
You
just
were always in
dressing
the
up.
back.
I just didn't care.
And I attracted to that.
And even now, it's just like that. You know what? The guy who doesn't care about how he dresses and all that, he's just happy in himself. He ain't bothered. You know what? You like to think I've got crappy jeans on, my horse isn't as good as yours. I don't give a monkeys.
You don't have to try.
That's
what they were trying so hard, desperately. You don't need to, because you're happy within yourself.
With who I am.
That's it.
That
That's
kind
what
of
I mean.
thing. But I think I did get lost in it, in the sense of going, who do people want me to be?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because clearly what I'm doing
I've been
isn't
there
good,
as well.
then I might, because I did probably want that validation because I didn't have it as a kid. I wanted my parents to say, oh, we're proud of you. Well done. You know what? You've not been in trouble. You became a police officer. Oh my God. Even to the point when I had my son, I thought, oh my God, they're going to go, God, he's got a son.
Yeah.
It was like valid, because each time I did something growing up, my parents found it difficult to say, I'm proud of you.
And you said this the other day with what you're doing now. You didn't feel like...
Yeah. Even now, I did this. When I started this, they knew about it. And even though, they couldn't basically go, you know what, we follow you or we subscribe to you. Oh my God, well done. We're watching your videos. Even if they might be telling other people, oh God, our son's doing this, or even if they're not, because I did find out that, oh God, they're saying that they're watching. But they could tell other people. They couldn't say to me, well done.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. I'm watching your thing. Keep on going, or whatever. But I've had that all my life. I've always had it. But yet, and it's the weird thing is, I've actually always seen them say about everyone else. When everyone else buys a shop or buys a car or buys a new house or they got a job, whoever it might be, they'll always turn around to me and say,
everyone needs to know about it.
My sisters get promotions, whatever. Oh my gosh, Steve, guess what? So-and-so's got this, so-and-so's got that. They bought this shop. So-and-so's wedding was that much, blah, 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 blah. And so-and-so's won this competition, that. And they're going, boy, the amount of stuff that I've done.
Yeah.
And I have to say to you guys, or people tell you, and you act like going, yeah, and.
Big deal. And what?
And.
And that's, I think that's why it's so nice when we see people who reach out to us.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that's why I keep on thinking that, because I never got that, I keep on trying to, get that validation.
Yeah.
That feeling of, you know what, if I succeed or become something, even if this, I've got 700,000 subscribers on our other, account on our YouTube. Other people will see that as success. On here, we're nearly on 40,000. Other people will see that as success. For me, each time he goes, I need to do more. I need to do more. I need to do better. I need to, you know what? Because clearly what I'm doing feels like, shit, that hasn't happened.
But you know what? Regardless of people family, friends, whoever, who haven't been like that towards you, you've seen, I feel like you've been saying recently that the love that you've been getting from random people who either email you, who will reach out to you, people reach out to you, people that you don't even know, random strangers,
emails, everything.
Make you feel, Steve's always sharing me a post that someone's either sent him, or a DM or an email, and he's like,
but it's
even people that you don't know,
they basically go.
I think that makes up for it all, though. It just does. It doesn't have to be loved ones or family.
Don't change who you are.
Random people people. I feel like they feel and understand. They kind of see through you.
But the thing is, they've been doing it for ages, and I haven't been. Even though I read them, it goes over my head.
Yeah.
But only recently, I said to Sri, I went, it's weird how people that you genuinely know, from everyone, they make you feel like you're invisible, right? Or they make you feel that who you are isn't enough.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you've done for all these people, and being there, and
It's another example. I would say you've been in the force for 20 years. That bugs me, considering you still had people talking to you back then. It wasn't like, oh my God, you left.
Yeah.
Every other conversation, why?
Yeah.
You know, oh my Lord, how do you feel about it? What's nothing? They don't even acknowledge that you left and you've been in the force for 20 years.
Yeah.
When didn't even you were saying the other day that you felt like
People in there and people outside.
Didn't even appreciate. Yeah, it didn't. Wasn't even proud when you got the job. Remember, you felt like that. You were saying to me when you had your.
Even when I had it, I didn't have people being proud that I had the job.
Yeah, so it's invisible. Like so it doesn't happen.
Thing.
Nothing's happening.
And no one in my family or anyone I knew
you get
was
all
ever
these
a police officer. But yet someone can just buy a shop or just get a simple job. And they're like going boasting like, oh my God, this guy's done this. And I had become that. And no one in my family or anyone I knew had, that job. And he was like, yeah, and...
Yeah. I think you were quite upset the fact that you didn't even show up on your when you had your parade, the first parade. You spoke about that.
Done the passing of the police, I was like more or less, it was like a big thing because you get your, obviously now it's a passing of the parade. And I didn't have people. I think the only person, and to be honest, that's the only time I know he turned up, was my father.
Yeah, because he came with me.
But that was it. And, surprisingly enough.
So are these ongoing conversations we do have? And it's something you mentioned, one thing after the other that you felt last week you were saying. And I was like, well, you know what? We thought you getting all these, and like when we go on, people come on our lives and they're asking you so much, even whether it's about your ex job. They want to know so much. And, I feel like that should be your thing now.
It was like on my wedding, my mum opened the shop.
Yeah.
On my wedding day.
This is...
and
so all these conversations...
never leaves me. Yeah, I think... You know what I mean? It was like going, my mum opened the shop on my wedding day. Wow.
He had these...
So basically, these customers, these people, and I don't ask for much. And it's like, that, was more important than, you stand someone, if it was that bit of money... then you can stand someone else there, anyone. But she actually stood in the shop. And that was on my wedding day. I was like, wow.
So there was many things. So obviously you can see these do still, regardless, these still play back and they still do upset you and still affect you, because you were speaking about this just the other week. It was the shop. It was not being there for your parade. Your daughter being born. She didn't even know she was born until she saw you at the hospital.
There's lots of people, when my son was born, he was like, oh, and... what's the big deal? And there's like people close to me and like, and yeah. So,
oh my God, they've had a son?
So
shit. Oh my, the family names.
They've just been.
When you have people say that are proud that, oh my God, our
basically,
parents.
All I've ever had was, it doesn't matter what I did or what you would in society.
Especially in a typical Asian.
Yeah, I'm the eldest son. Only son. And, typically, when you've seen everyone else's households, of how they look at... don't get me wrong, I didn't expect treat my sister differently to me. I'm not one of those, I might treat them great as well. Treat everyone the same. But, what you see, how people are when they got 2 or 3 or only whatever, I didn't get that. You know what I mean? I didn't feel that love, that, that, oh, we're proud of you, or, our son is... It just felt like, yeah.
And what?
Like, you know what, we got it, big wow. And that was right from age. And then every single thing you did that normally someone would do, like, gets a promotion or gets a job, gets married, has a kid, has a son, because they all say, oh God, but whatever, because they didn't have daughters as well. But the things that you would say, like parents and people will go, oh my God, or
fight
even sisters, everyone going, oh my God, my father's and my mother's name's going to carry on. And it just always felt like, yeah, and big wow. Everyone else, you see everyone else getting all happy and excited, and you're just going, is there anything that I'm going to ever do in my life that other people like see and say do, or that everyone else is running around, that you like ever going to look around and go, finally, well done. Yeah. But that's the thing. The problem isn't them. That's what I'm trying to say. The problem isn't them. The problem is the society and the culture that you brought up in,
and the people around you,
make you feel that these are your roles and responsibilities. But then also when you see in everyone's houses that this is how a son or a person should be treated. And like I said, I'm not one of those. Treat your sons and daughters all. Like, dude, I've done so much for my daughters. I have done. Probably done less for my son at the moment. And not that I don't.
I try to do a lot for my son. Thinking
not that I'm not there. I'm always there. But I'm just saying, I made sure that I was done. I took time off for all their plays. I took them to school. I was always there talking to them about stuff. Did things for them. Played with them. Yeah. Took them to the park. Whatever it was, I made sure I was present. Even like now we're talking about like, even walking them in the snow because we couldn't take the car. I would do it. Basically there. And even if they don't remember. But that, I just like look at it and going, what the society make that a boy's roles and responsibilities are. And many of them don't do it, and their parents are worship them. How do we? It's our son. You know what? We're gonna listen. Like everyone else should listen to him. Everyone else should value him. Everything. I didn't get that. And okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it's like your mindset has always been that this is what they probably want. This is what they need. I mean, I went to uni, but I didn't stay in uni because my father didn't want me to go to uni.
I think he was just afraid of
He
you
just
being
basically, you know, like they always say, certainly as a father, a father, and I heard Ajay Devgan say in his video just recently, he said, a mother always holds her son in her arms because she wants to show that he said son, but he said in her arms to show that I'm there, I love you and nurture you. A father always puts a son on his shoulders because he says, I want you to be above me and I want you to do better than me. And I went, you know what, that's exactly it. But my father never did. He was basically didn't want me to go to uni.
No.
All he wanted me to do was be at home because he never
doing his job.
Doing his job, look after my gran, look after my mum, look
Kids,
after my
dropping
sister.
them
I
off
was
at
taking my
school.
sisters to school,
Yeah.
right? And I was doing all this like stuff. I was there, like, you know, it was
You
like
were
that.
actually making the food as well, doing the torka and
Because
everything.
my mum was working.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
there was times. So
what
it was like
wasn't
this.
good about you?
So I was getting up in the morning, catching the bus with my sister, taking her to school, going then to my
Cleaning the
school
house.
from there. And yeah, you do all these things. But the thing is, he never did, and he never wanted me to like go. And I was in a football team, and I used to play in the Sunday league. He never once came to watch, even though I knew. But yeah, he went and watched every single other nephew of his who came from India to play kabaddi.
Kabaddi, yes, I remember.
Right? Or do other things. Anything I did, just didn't, besides this passing of the prayer, this is probably the only time he went to like something on mine. And I was like, wow, God, he actually turned up. But it's been like that. It's like, if you see in people's households, you know, like other people will turn around and go, you know, like girls would probably see, God, our parents worship the ground that our
girls say about our son.
Our sons, our brothers walk on, and
You
this,
know,
that, and the
you
other.
know, you know
And
how
they're all
our daughters say about our son.
You know, I mean, even in your family,
They-
her brothers can go down for murder, and her parents will probably turn around and go, "Nah, mera munda nahi, kadi nahi," and they're like going, "Yeah, but he's in jail." And I'm not saying that they are before anyone thinks, but they're in jail, and they're going, "Nah, वो तो पुलिस दी काम करदा, वो तो ना कपड़े होने पाए."
You say to me that I speak in Indian. We have English.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
They'll just say that basically that, you know, they'll make some excuse that, you know, he hasn't actually gone to jail. He's working as a police officer.
Yeah, they'll make
in
some
the jail.
lie up. Yeah.
But he's never murdered anyone. If someone did, he accidentally fell and he was framed. He wasn't even in that place. There'll be something because our son can never do that.
You were saying that one about your aunties. You say about her
My
son.
aunt used to do that about her son and about her husband.
He'd be a druggie, and no, he doesn't do any
he
drugs.
used to do everything, you know, and her husband as well. Nah, my husband, my son, nah, nothing.
Sun shines out the backside.
Yeah, and there is people who are like that, you know, and I get it, you know what I mean? But I didn't care about that. Like I said, it was just like more or less, I'm saying it's not them to blame.
I wonder whether there's anyone else in the same. I know it's not them. I just want to say, because I see you. You know, when I know you always interrupt me. The girls always say that, you know, you put V, you like, oh, the boy thing, you put him first, and you do so much for him, pamper him, and you didn't get that. But I find it shocking because I know in an Indian household, that's what it is. They do, especially if you're the only son, you're put on a pedestal. I don't know if it's in every culture.
No,
but is there? I don't know anyone else who's been through the same thing you have.
But that's what I mean. For me,
is there anyone?
To me, all I'm saying is I'm not blaming them. Again, I know people probably think I am. All I'm saying is I'm blaming the societal, cultural things of how I was brought up in this environment of going, boys are special. Boys are like, you know, even now when they were like telling me that my uncle should have all the land, the girls don't have it. You know, like the boys are special. So that's what they're teaching you. The boys are valued in a certain way. Like my mum would say that, you know, she had to go and stay with her gran. They didn't get to eat certain things. But you said it as well. You didn't.
Do you think that's the reason? It's probably her trauma. That's why she's with you. She'd rather do more for the girls than do for you because she went through a lot.
No. But again, I'm not.
And she doesn't see that side?
No, again, I'm not saying what she's doing or why she's doing it. I'm saying that how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
It's not about what they're doing or what they're doing wrong.
It just makes you think.
But all I'm saying is, usually, even now, you can see it in the movies. You know what I mean? I mean, you watched it now in that Rocky Rani Ki Prem Kahani, how they were treating their son. that you're going to be the, the heir of the,
Yeah.
but the daughter, your job is just to get married off and you're going to be gone. It's always been like that, hasn't it? I'm not right. I mean, wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's the society, and people are, like turn around. That's the society and culture I've been brought up in. That's what I was trying to say. So when they shift that mindset that you're important in our society, in our culture, but then you're not, but you're the one person who's not going to get that importance. And you're like going, why not? Not because I was committing offences or I was doing bad things or, I was in my parents' faces swearing, yelling or beating up my sister, whatever it might be. I was actually pleasing. I was trying to do the thing of being the very good son.
Yeah.
And then it was like, then what am I doing wrong? What? How am I? Each time
You're the black
going,
sheep. You just don't
can
fit
I do this?
in.
Can I do this? Can I do this? And then I carried on doing that. That's the thing. And then I lost myself, and I was told afterwards that, do you know what you did was, you looked at it and you went, I did get some help from like the therapist. What you looked at life was, I want to be nothing like my father. Because you no longer valued how he was. You saw how he was. He wasn't there.
Do you think you ever valued him?
Yeah, I always looked up to my dad. I always thought he was strong. He was got all these people who loved him and respected him. I felt like he had his shit together. Well, I still did.
What age do you think that changed?
No, I carried on for a long time. I think only about 8 to 10 years. I was still thinking, oh my God, you know what? Regardless of what my dad done wrong or what people said, I just kept on going, oh my gosh, and my dad, even till I think when Vera was born, oh my God, it's my dad kind of thing. One day he's going to value me. He's going to see my worth kind of thing. So I think I carried on. I carried on. It was probably even after, Vera, probably up until, I kept on, when we were talking, probably before COVID, just then I was going, I still got things to prove. I still got things to do. Maybe one day, whenever before he goes, that he'll turn around and go, hey son, actually, I didn't get a chance to say it, but I'm proud of you. Well done. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I've just been busy, kissing everyone else's ass kind of thing, that kind of thing. So I think I was carried on doing that. And for my mum, thinking, you're not seeing anything now. You don't see what I'm, even when I did this, I started this and I left the police force. So going, shit, 20 years in the police force, he's left that to do this. He must be doing good. He must be happy. There must be a reason why he's left that job that was secure. Or he must not been happy there to do this. Or this must be doing, might bring him joy. And he just didn't feel like. And then, obviously I met my sisters and all that. Not one of my sisters, when I met them, they talked about other things. Oh, good, about this, about that. Not one turned around and said, we've seen your videos.
Wow.
We've seen what you're doing. They didn't mention it. Didn't even act like. And I know they all knew.
Oh, you left your job.
Yeah, you left your job.
Yeah.
How have things changed?
No.
You know what? Did you leave it because of choice? Is this better? Are you happier now? It's like, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to know. We'll talk about anything else, but not about that. And that's the point where I went.
Do you think they were embarrassed about it? Because you're here,
Why are they going to be embarrassed?
I don't know. You've got a job, a status of a police officer to do YouTube.
I don't know. But all I mean is, I just looked at them and I was there going, did you know, not one of you has asked.
They not embarrassed. They don't see it as a job. They just think, what is that?
I don't know, but that's not their point. The thing is, if I'm doing it or not doing it, how does it affect them?
Exactly.
The thing is, all I'm saying is, when I was there, if you could talk to me about everything else, why not just go, hey, you know what I mean? I've had other conversation on different times, being in their presence, and it was never, you talked about other things, other people's houses, other people's families, other things that are going on, which they always do. But it was never, I was waiting, I'm not going to bring it up. You know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Show me, just say, hey guys, we know what you're doing. How's it gone? How's your new life?
Yeah.
How's your new work? How do you feel about it? And I would have just spoke about it. It's we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to ask. Okay, then don't. Fine. Because a friend would have. Someone, who cared would have.
Yeah.
So I was okay, if you're not interested in my life and you don't want to know, and yet you know, and you don't want to ask me, but you probably talk about me behind my back to everyone else, then what is there? So then I might as well just, there's no point. Yeah, clearly you don't want to know. And so it was like that. So I was just back myself up. But I think what I'm trying to say is, so when you don't get that value, you get into a predicament of going, okay, who am I? I've been walking this path all this time and I've continued doing that. And I've done that with other people, because then you start doing it with others. And then at the same time, you're going, but I'm not a bad guy. I don't want to start, this alpha guy and start like treating people like shit and going, piss you, I don't care about you, and be all nasty and going, okay, screw the world. Like I said, the bullied, I've seen that as well in the police force. The bullied becomes the bully. I don't want to be that. But I was in this like real dilemma of who am I and how do I want to be? And then I just like come across and I'm like going, I'm happy who I am, but I've got to accept me for me. With my funny, silly jokes at times, being, dad jokes that Street says, or, sometimes chill, sometimes like kids sometimes look at me and they're going, Dad, you could be like embarrassing, or you're not like, yeah. I had someone who come on TikTok live and went, I love you guys. You're like the modern parents, but yet, we're not young kind of thing. But there's my kids who will probably look at me and going, Dad, you're embarrassing. Why can't you be like other people's parents who come across
old and boring?
So, yeah, no, I mean, I get it. There's other people's parents who are like that. And I'm like going, okay, I did start thinking, damn, you know what? Maybe I need to start dressing a certain way. Marks and Spencer's? No. Dressing a certain way, acting a certain way, behaving a certain way, talking a certain way, be a bit more reserved and going, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Then I miss the side of him who he is.
And then, try and give people. And I did. And I think I did
what's
videos
going
as well
on?
by myself to give advice of like going,
that's not you.
Basically, mature up, and I'm like going, okay, gotta like act like this because there's other people going, you're at that age now where you're supposed to be acting like, in a certain way, dressed in a certain way. And I was thinking that, and now I'm just going, F you lot, F everyone.
Exactly.
You know what? I want to laugh and joke until I'm 80, 90, and if people think I'm a fool and people think, oh God, this guy's an idiot, he never grows up, Peter Pan syndrome, whatever it might be, if my wife's laughing or the people who are closest to me are laughing, then that's all that matters. And if I'm happy, then screw everyone else. And then I'm also at the same time, if you're going to worry and stress about money or who's going to be in your life, who's not going to be in your life, whose money you're going to have, who's going to leave you something behind, who's going to talk to you, not talk to you, who's going to like you for who you are, not going to like you for who you are. If you have to change who you truly are to make other people happy, which is what I've been doing, it is draining and it's flipping exhausting. And guess what you'll find out is they still don't value you. They still don't respect you. They still don't love you. They still don't give a shit about you. And they still talk about you behind your back.
Because now you're not the person they once knew before who would bend over backwards for them.
So now you just go fuck yourselves. Honestly, all of you.
I love this side of you. Honestly, I do.
And this is to all those people, because I know there's people out there like Amadit and people like that, who watch videos and they've gone through loads of shit and they write to me all the time how they feel alone and they've done everything that they can. I have so many people, right? And they're more or less asking me, and I'm going, and what I've gone through is I can't give these people advice because I'm doing that. I'm being that. How can I lead, which I don't want to do, but how can I give advice to people of how to be? When I've been doing the exact same thing that these people are going, I've been doing this all my life.
Trying to fit
for
in.
my parents, for my siblings, for my, everyone else. And I'm getting screwed. Sir, what do we do? Honestly, that's what I'm like going, you know what? And I haven't given them advice because I'm like going, how can I give them advice? Because I've been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because we all want to be loved. We all want to be valued. But there's got to be a time that comes that you turn around and you're going, you need to value yourself. You need to respect yourself. You need to be happy
and also accept that you are the black sheep.
Yeah,
and
if you are the black sheep, then
you
there's
don't
nothing
fit in.
wrong with it. Have you seen the movies they make? Sometimes the black sheep is, the one that does something different. You don't have to fit in. You don't have to walk with the crowd. You just got to be happy with who you are. If you want to meditate, you meditate. You want to be a badass. How you want to dress should only matter to you. You know what? If you've got a few, like they say, your circle doesn't have to be big. You'll find your loyalty in a smaller circle. You'll find the people who love you. They're not there. You don't have to buy people, spend money on them. You don't have to run around, because you know what? Even if you don't do things for those people, you know that they'll be there for you.
Yeah.
You know that you can trust and depend on them. You know that they will ask you when they'll know that things ain't okay with you. They won't judge you when you feel... They won't judge you just because you haven't turned up or you feel depleted or you're not, being who, yourself. They won't turn around and go, oh my God, you're not that. You're a horrible person now. They'll just turn around and go, I know who this person genuinely is. If this person isn't acting or behaving the way they are. Number one, it could be a boundary. Number two, obviously they're going through something and it's okay. I'm not going to hold that against them. Because I know for a fact that if I truly know this person, if I ask for them, I know that they'll be there.
Yeah.
No matter what. Even if I've treated them like shit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? You got to know who that genuine person is. And if you don't know them, then basically you don't know them.
Yeah.
So you got no right to judge them. Or you can judge them. But you know what? Do that with whoever you want. I think that's what it is. It's the problem we all have and have had most of our life is accepting who we are and respecting who we are. Because we are, as humans, are prone to like people please, make other people happy, because there's nothing wrong with that.
There isn't.
I said to you, when you make other people happy and you do things for others, which is
good.
what I'm doing, you feel good anyway. It's not like that Joey said in Friends, that like to Phoebe, there's no, selfish good deed. Basically, it doesn't matter what you do, it's selfish, because in the sense that when you do things for others, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, even though I was doing things for others, I would have felt good if they had appreciated it. And you know what? I felt valued, but there was no appreciation. There was no respect. Not that you wanted them to do the same thing for you or give you money or run around you. Just that hey,
But you see, you get
but it's
that.
just like, that didn't happen. You're going, I'm not going to get that. And I always say this, people can't give you what they don't have. People can't give you love if they don't have love. People can't give you respect if they don't know, I haven't got it in them.
Yeah.
People can't say I'm proud of you if they haven't got it in you. I know I could say I'm proud of my kids, or I'm proud of, you, or other people. Yeah. I know I could give people advice, because I know that what I've gone through, that I wish I had people who would do the same for me.
Yeah.
So when you go through that and you're going, what can I do for others? Because I know that I would have wanted that. And it's not that, even if it's just a thank you, sir, appreciate it, sir, you change, and I get that. And when they do that, and you know what it makes me feel is, so why am I giving a crap about all these people that society or culture or whatever life told me that I should be, when I didn't feel that? But yet all these people, and they're not like the same thing, is not what my dad doing. No. My dad's giving money and paying these people, buying the love. I'm not paying these people anything. I'm just giving my time of, what I know. Yeah. And they're asking me. And then when they feel good, and many times I'm not even doing it, telling these people, I'm doing something that I want to do. And they just come on and saying, oh my God, you guys are great. You guys remind, I wish I had parents like you. Like, oh God, I wish you was my older brother, or something.
I need that bit of advice. Just by listening to something.
You were talking about something. Oh God, honestly, I was going through that. And I didn't want to say, but that meant a lot. And you're just going, wow, there's somebody out there who needed that.
And maybe you've got to learn to accept, your journey and what you've gone through has led you to where you are today. Maybe you are supposed to be here doing what you are doing now. And even with the police force, doing what you've done there, everything you've learned is to be of service to the, other people. Because it brings so much more joy and peace into your heart. Since we've been doing this.
And when people ask me about being a police force, that's what I joined for originally.
It doesn't matter about the people that we've known and, how it made you feel. These other people that are coming and making you feel so...
Yeah. But things, what I mean is, I did the police force because I wanted to help people. That's what the original reason was. I wanted to help people. I wanted to make a difference. And obviously, it doesn't happen in that. It's police force isn't to make a difference and help people, regardless of what people think. But the other thing was, you've got to understand and realize is, when to take a step back. And not only that, all these years, people have been saying, thank you, well done, and, complete strangers. And, we see you as family, it's nice, things that you talk and chemistry, whatever it might be. It just used to go over my head, because my head was like, okay, these people are just saying this stuff.
They don't really know us.
They don't know me and stuff like that. They just see this person on the screen. I still need...
You didn't accept it.
Yeah, I still need these other people that actually are known. But the truth is, they don't know me now. They knew a version of me at one point. Yeah. They don't know who I am now. Yeah. And not only that, in all these years, I don't know who they are anymore. So even if they came to me and they went, well, you're not who you was. I'm not. I'm glad I'm not who I was. We all shouldn't be who we are.
No.
We should all be changing and growing. That's life.
Not
But-
saying you're a bad person, but we all should be growing.
And not only that, you guys shouldn't be who you are. And
Because if you are, then there's something wrong.
yeah, and not only that, now when two people who aren't who they are going to meet again, you're two different people. Even though you lot have probably grown up together or known these other versions of yourself, you lot are complete different people now.
True.
Meeting for the first time, bringing these together, and when you're talking, you might go, you know what, we're not compatible.
Exactly. I
We're
had that.
not.
I had that when I met up with the old school friend from a very nursery.
And they're not bad people.
They're not. And
You know
I
what
was
mean?
just
You're
like,
just going, I can't be. We're not the same.
Yeah.
You're not. And I'm not that person that you know.
yeah.
Go.
I was excited to meet her. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, we've known each other forever. And honestly, it's really bad to say, but I was just like, no, I couldn't see this person again. We are so not alike. You're not moved on, not grown, and like the same stories.
Well, they have, but in a different way. In their own way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And not only that, you then have to realize that you've got to be around and fit in with the group that you are. If you're growing with the people that are already around you and you're happy with that, then you stick there. And many people are, and many people do. And then their kids grow up in that same environment and they become the same, think the same, be the same. Which again, fine, if you lot are happy, great. But like you said, if you're the black sheep or you don't fit in and you see things differently, there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem comes is when you don't accept yourself for who you are.
Definitely.
Because you still think, oh my gosh, because everyone else sees you as there's something wrong with you, or you don't, or you're the odd one out, that clearly there's something wrong with me. But again, and you try to adapt or change or try to think in different ways, it's when you turn around and you're going, you know what, there's actually people out there that like me for who I am. They like my quirkiness, they like my silliness, they like our chemistry, they like how I talk, they like if I'm fast or slow.
They just
whatever.
like you for being you.
And it's that, and you're going, gosh, if I be this other person that I probably don't even know.
How long can you keep it up for?
And how can, and the thing is, maybe that's the thing all this time, many times doing certain things, been exhausting because you've been doing it for the wrong people.
Yeah.
So you've just got to go, now, I know who I am, I know who I've got to be, and the right people will love me for who I am, and the right people will come, and that's it. And you just kind of doing that, and guess what? The whole burden and the, this weight that you've been carrying just goes. And you're just going, okay. And even if I have to, like that cowboy, be in that bar at the back by myself until someone needs my help, then I have to do that. Because I know that when that happens, I know that being who I am, I'll still do it. If it's my kind of people who value me, respect me, and truly love me, yeah, they can join me. Like jump on the horse, their own horses, and we can go together, like a herd, like going, like as a family. But if they're not those people, I would still help because that's who I am. But then I'll jump on my horse and I'll go. Don't expect me to stay, or you know what I mean. It ain't gonna matter. I'll do my job because that's who I am. But don't expect you guys to follow me or being part of that. That's fine.
Yeah,
I've
that
done
was
my
long
job,
gone.
and now I'm gonna get on my horse and go off to people who actually do sort of like value or need me. That's the difference. And I think that's what you gotta understand of knowing who you are, not being angry, but then also just going, you know what, I know what's gonna make me happy.
Understanding everything as well.
And then having those boundaries that people, certainly in your families, have been taught right from the starting that you ain't supposed to have them.
No.
I do feel that we're, the grown up. Everyone's been made to think and feel relationships and things supposed to be in a certain way. Hence why I've been being that person that long, because I'm still stuck, regardless of moving so forward and people think we're modern, still stuck in so many toxic traits, backward thinking, feelings, that were the norm back then. Still stuck in there, in deep down, triggering trauma. And now it's just going.
It's not easy just to kind of switch. It's not a thing where it's a month or 2 months, a year. It's an ongoing thing. It takes. And
it's not just with parents, friends,
the fact that
family
you take
members.
Time. Anyone else who's taking.
It's with kids as well. It's like you ain't gonna accept us for who we are. then sorry, we're not changing.
Yeah,
No,
it's
you know
exactly.
what?
I'm not.
We will
I don't care.
grow, we'll adapt, and we're gonna be.
I
But
don't,
if you lot don't like what we do and how we are, that's just like us lot saying we don't like you lot wouldn't like that.
yeah.
You,
Learn to love yourself. And I'm sorry. We're not going to behave like any other parents. Just
yeah,
because we're not like them doesn't mean that we're not any good.
yeah.
We are who we are.
And you gotta really realize that there's so many people out there in the world that are totally different, and it doesn't mean that they're not good people or kind people or caring people. So but everyone doesn't have to be like everyone else.
Yeah.
So, and again, it's about accepting yourself and being willing to accept others
Yeah.
for who they are.
Yeah. I think if there's anyone listening and it's resonate to anything you've said, felt the same way, it isn't. If you're still going through that journey, it is such a long journey, such a long process to actually accept how you are, because you have to process everything. You've got to understand why and how, and the fact that you've been living that life for so long. They say blueprint as well, that blueprint that you have, but you've been living that life and journey for such a long time. How do you just shrug it off your shoulders?
It has been a blueprint. It's that blueprint of this is you're Indian son, this is your role.
Yeah.
And this is how you got to perform
but it contradicts itself, because you're an Indian
but
son.
And then, yeah, go on.
You're an Indian son, but a normal Indian son, everyone would be like, oh my God, he's precious, he's everything to us. Where is he?
But
it's not the case.
And I think
they contradict it.
Yeah, but that's where the thing with me was so messed in my head.
Yeah.
It was like, this is your blueprint of an Indian son, but you like were doing the blueprint of an Indian family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? And that's where my issue was the most. It was like, you're telling me to do the blueprint of an Indian son, typical Indian son, but you like ain't doing the blueprint of a typical Indian family. Yeah. So where's that gone? Something not right. So how you like justifying that? I should be everything that you like want to need. But then, and that's where the problem is. Like, is there something wrong with
when you see like weddings now, especially we've had like extended people in the families and stuff who got married. You see the munda getting married, the boy getting married, and they go freaking over the top. They want to celebrate their son, their grandson, whoever it is, completely like crazy. Just those kind of the small things. No, that's a big thing. Grandkids, whatever it is, they go over the top. Make it a big thing. It's never been the case for you, and it does mess with your head. Why wouldn't it mess with your head?
Yeah, it's not just about weddings, it's about everything else.
Everything, that's what I'm saying, small things as well, the little things that you've mentioned.
Yeah. So, but that's what I mean. And that's the thing.
How can you just like...
Everyone gets a blueprint of where they're born, but then you look at it and you're going, but yeah, how come your lot's blueprint isn't like everyone else's blueprint? And so yours is a lot different. And I don't understand it. And yeah, when you can't ask anyone, you can't talk to anyone, you're going, why is this blueprint not right? And clearly, and then yet I'm getting judged for not following the blueprint that's been assigned to me, but you guys aren't following. You know what I mean? This is the one, and you're supposed to be following this, but you like him following yours. If you like follow yours, maybe I would have been all right following mine. But but I've been trying to follow it, and then I'm still not getting like. Other people ain't even following it, and they're getting it. So what's wrong with me? And you keep on looking at what's wrong with me. Yeah. But anyway, that was the thing. So, and majority of your life, that's what happens to many people who are going through either depression or trauma or whatever, or don't have family around them. They start looking at themselves and thinking, what's wrong with me? What have I done wrong? What should I have done? But then I was doing those things. Why didn't they do this? And so obviously as soon as I was born, there were things wrong. And then you look at it like that, and then afterwards you go, no, you know what? It's okay. It's fine. Maybe it was the spot, how it's supposed to be. In every sort of movie, things don't go according to plan, but God has a plan. I always look at it like this. The one thing I always say is, and I do agree on, regardless of anything, and is that there's one God. People turn around and they can say whatever, and I don't, care what name God has. From wherever people are, you have one God. You don't have anything else. He's always got your back. There's a reason. Everything is destined to be in a certain way. He does it for a reason. Your path is already chosen. And so, but it's about you waking up to it. And I'm not saying I'm fully awoken, but either you can be the victim and cry all your life and saying, because of them and because of that and this and that and the other. No, my life is the way it was for whatever reason. Now, from here, I've got to accept me, my whole whatever self is, and just like be happy with that. And she stuck with me. She got no choice.
Well, the one person that has accepted you and has always accepted you, you know, I have not liked the versions of you that you've obviously the highs, the lows that you've gone through. I've not liked that, and I've not liked the versions of you where you've tried to be someone just because of you feel like you're not good enough. I have not liked that. I'm just so glad that you finally have started to accept that you are the black sheep.
Now?
And you are.
Whoa.
But it is a journey. It's not something that's just...
It's accepting your flaws and accepting that you're the black sheep.
Yeah.
And going, I'm
I
okay
always
with
talking
that.
to you about many things that I
You're the
wouldn't
black
accept.
sheep of your family.
Many things that and that's another.
That's why we're going.
That's another podcast.
That's
We'll talk
another
about
podcast.
because we'll be here for hours. We've been here long enough, but it's accepting. I finally have started to accept me and who I am.
But I haven't. I didn't. You have before me though.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I've beaten you to it, Mister.
Yeah. Women are smarter than men.
Yeah.
They're wiser. You know what I mean? Their brains work a lot quicker. So you got there, obviously. I'm just glad I didn't get there when I was 60. Whew.
Trust me, man.
Woo-hoo. Anyway, yeah, to all you people out there, guys.
Trust me, there's a lot of 60-year-olds who still will never get there. Yeah. There's no point in even bothering them. There's no point in even bothering. They're living in their...
They're going to be gunners and
they would never revalue their life and think that they've done anything wrong or like, is there anything that I could have changed or still could change now? Even if it's for a year that I'm living, they wouldn't. Wouldn't accept anything they've done.
And I know I was just going to say, guys, like, honestly, the message from this, more than anything, is learn to accept yourself for who you are. And if you don't fit in and you do feel like you're the black sheep and, you know, then accept that as well. Accept yourself for all your flaws.
And if you don't if you don't enjoy your black coffee either, accept that and make sure you...
No, if I don't enjoy my black coffee, I don't enjoy it. That was their fault, not my fault.
That's where we started off from, black coffee.
But honestly, yeah, accept...
Oh my God, that was the place where it's called as well, Black Sheep.
Yeah, it was actually.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Anyway, yeah, so to end it, guys, accept yourself for who you are. And, you know, honestly, respect yourself. And if you are the black sheep, accept that. Because at the end of the day, your flaws and everything make who you are. Yes, you should continuously improve, but you need to improve for you. And also, you know, for the people who genuinely value you. And like I said in my last video that I done by myself, love is nothing if people ain't going to respect you. You need respect as well as love. You know, because that's... And more importantly, you need to learn to respect yourself. Sometimes, you know what? It's better being alone than having so many fake people who will probably stab you in the back. Trust me. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So enjoy your life.
To all the black sheep.
To all the black sheep guys, I ain't got no... Yeah. All the black sheep out there.
The black sheep coffee we had this morning, we're not rooting that, but to all the normal black sheep.
But honestly, to all you guys, you know, wish you all the best. Hopefully you find yourselves. And you find the life that you lot want to do. You know, live, you know, and be happy.
Let's cheers to that one, mister.
Take care, guys. See you on the next podcast.
On the next one. Bye.